I swear on everything I love. Nothing in my life had prepared me for what happened that night. I always believe that when you're alone. Fully, completely, safely alone. Four quiet walls, empty rooms, nothing breathing except you. I used to find comfort in that silence. I genuinely enjoyed it. But now, silence terrifies me more than any scream. For weeks I kept the story buried inside me, thinking maybe it would fade, maybe I'd forget, maybe the fear would weaken if I didn't give it attention. But it has grown stronger, pressing on my chest every night, whispering in the corners of my memory. I can't sleep, I can't relax, I can't shower without checking behind the curtains 3 or 4 times. I have to write this, just so I can breathe. It happened on a brutally cold Saturday night in November. I just finished a long shift, one of those nights where your bones ache and your brain feels stuffed with fog. I took an Uber home because my friends couldn't give me a drive. And when I walked into my old Pittsburgh apartment, one of these ancient buildings built in the city's so-called golden age, I felt exhaustion crash into me so hard I could barely walk. These buildings are old in a way that feels wrong. Like the walls have seen things they shouldn't have seen. Low-rent, flickering hall lights, cold drafts seeping from nowhere, pipes groaning behind the walls like something is moving through them. It just feels strange in here, you know? I threw my bag into the floor and collapsed into the bed for a moment, my muscles trembling from exhaustion. But I felt creamy from work, and the idea of falling asleep without showering made my stomach itch. So I dragged my body into the bathroom. Just as I was about to turn the water on, the power cut out. The entire apartment fell silent in an instant. No hum of electricity, no heater, just a thick, heavy darkness that felt older than the building itself. The electricity always cut out, always. I barely reacted. I just lit 2 candles and figured I'd take a warm bath instead of a shower. The flickering candlelight made the bathroom glow in a soft glaze. The flickering candlelight made the bathroom glow in a soft golden haze. Steam rose from the water. I sunk into the tub, finally letting my muscle relax, feeling my heart beat slow. For the first time that day, I felt safe. And then, without warning, the candle went out. I'm not exaggerating. They didn't flicker, they didn't dim, they didn't fade. They just went off like someone had leaned in inches from my face and blown them out. My eyes snapped open. Darkness followed everything. I could hear my own breathing bouncing off the tiles. I reached shaking for my phone and turned on the flashlight. The moment the light hit the far corner of the bathroom, my blood froze silence inside my veins. Something was standing there. A figure. A tall, towering, impossible thing figured pressed against the corner like it had been waiting for me to notice it. Its body was a silhouette, a shadow darker than any shadow should be, so black it seemed to absorb the light instead of reflecting it. Its limbs were wrong, bending at angles that made my stomach twist, and its head, God, its head was tilted so violently to the side that the neck looked broken, hanging in a way no human neck should ever hang. My breath stopped. My heart forgot how to beat. Every muscle in my body locked. I didn't blink, I didn't move. I didn't even exist in that moment except as pure terror. And then it vanished. Instantly. Not walked away, just disappeared. Like someone had switched it off. entire body shook uncontrollably. I tried to convince myself I was imagining things. I relit the candles and forced myself to wash as fast as I could. The hairs on my body standing straight with fear. Out of sheer panic, I yanked the shower curtain closed. It was the stupidest thing to do, but my brain thought, if I couldn't see out, nothing can see in. Except something did see in. Because as soon as I pulled the curtain shut, a shadow appeared on the other side. A silhouette, tall, twist, unmoving. I could see its shape clearly because of the faint flickering in the candles. Its long arms dangling unnaturally, its head still bent in that horrific angle. It was standing inches away from me, inches, just a thin piece of fabric separating us. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I didn't move. My body wasn't mine anymore. It had shut down completely. And then I hear it, a faint, wet sound, slow breathing in and out, right behind the curtain. My throat tanked, tears streams down my face without warning. I began to scream, loud, raw, primal screams I didn't even know I could make. I cried until I couldn't breathe, shaking uncontrollably. My teeth chattered from fear rather than cold. The shadow didn't move. It didn't react. It didn't leave. It just stood there, watching me through the curtain, breathing. I stayed in the bathroom for 3 hours. 3 hours of silent panic, tears shaking, starting at the unmoving silhouette. I was afraid to call anyone. What could I say? That something impossible was standing outside the curtain? That I was losing my mind? I didn't even want to make noise. I felt like if I whispered, it would hear me. Eventually, the first hints of sunlight crept into the bathroom through the small window. The candle is flickering faintly. When I finally gathered the courage to look it up, the shadow was gone. The space behind the curtain was empty, but the fear wasn't. When I stepped out of the tub, my legs almost gave out. I couldn't feel my arms. My entire body was trembling violently. The bathroom felt ice cold, colder than it had any right to be. I called my friend the second I could breathe again. She rushed over immediately. I couldn't stay in the apartment. I stayed with her for 3 weeks, and ever since that night, something has changed inside me. Shadows look different now. Curtains terrifies me. I can't stand closed doors, and sometimes late at night, when the world is silent, I swear I hear that same slow breathing behind me,